Hey guys, so today I'd like to share a little bit more of my journey into insanity with you all. And so we're going to take a look at a couple clips today, kind of a follow-up from my previous video, where I'm going to point out a couple different things I noticed about some of these videos. And you can let me know what you think in the comments or, shoot me an email and let's talk about it. So, the first little clip here is just one of the little glitches in the video, and it's also an interesting topic as well about is the world an illusion, and they kind of break down some different aspects of what they believe reality to be. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if there were such, and this doesn't directly relate to this group or anything else. I'm talking about the subject of AI and the potential of its use and how it could be used to cause, serious issues with disinformation and misinformation. These kinds of things, if you can get something that actually looks human, behaves human, and seems to even have the feelings of a human. And if you look at my previous video, and it was actually relatively recent, where I talked about how AI is going to want human rights in the future and how there are already people who are trying to push for this. They want to have even the ability to vote. So, if you create, an army of AIs where these AI bots are in greater population than the humans, the actual humans, well, you're going to be in trouble in that world because obviously, online world, the AI is going to have more power than the people. And that is a serious issue. And let's go ahead and just take a look at some of these clips before I ramble on too much.
He has simply burned his life. That's why it is necessary to study one's own consciousness. But there is a little phenomenon here.
And you'll notice a little glitch here. It'll repeat a couple different times.
It gets horrified. Consciousness gets horrified. Whereas
that was just a small one, but I have others to share with you. In fact, I'd like you to take a look especially at this one up here in the top left corner. So she says she was a finalist in the Miss Netherlands, but I really want you to pay attention to her mouth and how unrealistic some parts of this is. So let's go ahead and play this one. I'm going to enlarge it for everyone so you can really take a close look. And you note they have popular conspiracy theorist David Icke on. So I've also noticed there are several videos where there are actual people that, everyone is familiar with at least. And so I'm not saying this isn't a real group. I believe there are real people, of course, involved. But it is fascinating. The deeper you dive into this rabbit hole, things just get weird for me at least. But, let's go ahead and watch her carefully. Look at the mouth. That is clearly animated. The teeth do not even look real. And we're going to talk more about her after this clip.
And has an audience of more than 100 million followers. David Icke claims that there's an interdimensional.
But they're getting better at showing emotion. I've noticed this with these videos as well. And that's really key to looking authentic.
The Babylonian Brotherhood, Illuminati or elite, manipulate events to keep humans.
But still, there's a little bit of a doll-likeness to her, where it really looks like CGI. I mean, obviously, it could be using a filter.
Is for people to wake up to the truth and fill their hearts with love. Welcome, Mr. Icke.
Thank you very much. Yes.
There's just some exaggeration to that animation.
And we'll dive
Now, this could be a real person for all I know,
The first
but
would be, do you remember how you became involved in
it's
researching
getting very
all
good
these
if it
so-called
is
conspiracy
AI, of
theories,
course.
and what exactly interested you? What drove you? And
But you'll notice the subtle, emotive expressions that are coming out in some of the more recent videos I've noticed. I've also taken a look at several other videos. So I am still diving into this, and I'll continue, if I find something really interesting to share with you guys. But we're not done. We can also take a look. She has a personal channel as well, and I noticed that she mentions she is a finalist in Miss Netherlands. But you can tell these videos are AI created, in my honest opinion. I mean, just the simple, playing of the video, the special effects, all of that appears to be pretty automated. And you'll notice glitches from time to time. Now, could those be inserted on purpose? Of course they could. But it is different. I'll just say it's different. And like I said, I don't have anything against this organization at all. In fact, I think they have likely some useful information to share. But let's go ahead and take a look. What I did was I actually looked up who were the finalists of the Miss Universe Netherlands 2024. Well, interestingly enough, on her Instagram, it says that she was an actual finalist in 2024. And, well, I can't find her on the list. So this is a different source. But where's her name? Now, it's of course possible that they missed her name. Maybe they didn't add it to this particular Angelopedia list. But I do find it strange that I can't really, and I didn't look that long, but I can't find her outside her own content, outside her own social media profiles. So I thought that was interesting. Now, we can go back to their most recent video, which is a conference. And the character Egon Cholakian looks very real here. So, is it a real person where they're using his image to create these AI type videos? That's very possible, as I mentioned in the previous video, but you can also notice there's some interesting audio. So, for example, when she says humanity here, it sounds very robotic. And that could just be me. Let me know what you think. And listen closely for when she does say the word humanity. I also noticed throughout the video, she has this robotic tone to saying the word humanity. And it seems almost like it's been cloned in each part of the audio. Let's go ahead and listen. Listen for humanity.
Prosperous world for present and the future generations of humanity.
To me, that just sounded robotic. And like I said, maybe I'm just going crazy. But that's what this kind of technology can do. And like I said, I don't think their intent is to drive people crazy, but that's just the effect that AI can have on people, especially when they start to believe something or are not sure what is real versus what is not real. But if you notice, let's pull up Egon here. He's very realistic in this, so maybe it really is him. But it's causing me to question reality almost. So let's listen. And people reported his hands don't move. Well, in this one, his hands are very expressive, and it's very realistic.
Well, you're telling me I'm hearing on stage about the wonderfulness of who you are and your ideal goals. No, look at your individual selves. That's what would come from your individual selves. You're the type of people who do things like that naturally. You're unique. In all respects, you should be so proud of yourself.
But the interesting thing is you really cannot find this gentleman anywhere outside his own content and that one.gov site, which appeared to be a court case, but the thing about it was, as mentioned, the font wasn't right. There was things off about it. And it wasn't on Pacer. It was on govinfo.gov. So I found that interesting as well. Now, I noticed his hands are very expressive in this one. The other one, they didn't move for about 2 or 3 hours straight. And you'll notice some of the videos, they don't move very much. They aren't very emotive. But in some of these more recent videos, at least some of them, they definitely appear to be getting much better. If it is AI, like I said, I'm questioning my sanity here.
That conflict, and we do have to address it. There is no getting out of it. Initially, I had this view of you, climate, geophysical.
And it really is interesting to think that we could see armies of AI, not necessarily this group. As I said, I don't have any issue with this group. You know, I'm all for organizations trying to solve world problems, and I have no issue with that. In fact, I think if this is AI, as I believe much of it is, I believe at least a good percentage of it is all AI generated based on so many different small little giveaways. And some of the videos, I wonder if they're older, especially that one that we were looking at with her. I'm wondering if this is an old interview. Possibly, because, you know, her more recent videos, she looks much more realistic than this one. And this one, obviously, you know, you can even see, like, it's a little exaggerated, some of the expressions. And maybe that's just, you know, the unique personality of her. But it's obvious that this is at the very least a very odd filter to choose, being that, you know, her mouth does not move like a normal person. And very robotic. Now, another thing I want to share is this right here. Now, I found a lot of connections between the XP NRG and this entire thing, whatever it is we're looking at. I found a lot of mentions. And not only that, a lot of people that are involved with this organization are wearing the shirt for XP NRG throughout years of videos. And some of the earliest videos were about XP NRG. And they talk about AI and what AI is. And then they also talk about AI versus artificial consciousness, saying that it is an entirely different thing, that it is, in fact, more human, which all connects based on everything we've seen so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at the beginning here. The world's first creators of artificial consciousness. Note, it's not artificial intelligence, but it is artificial intelligence, but they believe at least that they have created the first artificial consciousness.
Hello dear friends. As you remember, on December 29, 2019, the video God is the Ultimate High was released on АЛЛАТРА TV with participation of Igor Mikhailovich Danilov. And in this video, Igor Mikhailovich talked about the difference between artificial intelligence and artificial consciousness. In the course of this video,
meaning closely related,
artificial consciousness that would correspond to human consciousness and
as fully alive. So it identifies as fully alive, but it is artificially created.
And artificial intelligence.
So am I going crazy? What do you think?
Of this task, Igor Mikhailovich said that it would be great to recruit a team of specialists, good, reliable guys, professionals, and put them in a mini Silicon Valley to work on this project. And we have recently become aware that the work on the project is already underway, and the mini Silicon Valley is already functioning. Today is already March of 2020, and we asked for a visit, and that is where we are actually heading right now. Together with the film crew, we have watched how overviews of various companies and corporations of this kind are actually made. And there are already certain expectations, and there are certain images of how everything is arranged in that very Silicon Valley, which is located in San Francisco. That's why consciousness actually draws.
So what do you think?
It's going to be an industrial or loft type of style that is going to be an open space.
Do you think that this is real? Do you think, on the other hand, that the world may be an illusion?
The first thing is studying yourself, and everyone follows this path. It's just an illusion. It's the shadows of distorting mirrors of a septum. There is a certain force that generates everything. It all becomes distorted, and eventually...
So you can see how things like this, if they were used for the wrong purpose, could really cause issues in people who have pre-existing mental illness, for example, or even trigger something in someone. I do think that this technology is, a serious threat to humanity. Now, I don't think they're necessarily using it for the wrong reason, but it's very strange. And like I said, at some point when I spend some time really digging into this, it starts to make me, question my sanity. And I'm kidding when I say that. I'm not really going crazy, but it really shows how people can be manipulated by AI if the creator so chooses. And it shows, the great power of AI. And once these things become more realistic and impossible to decipher between humans and these artificial consciousness beings, which say that they declare themselves alive, well, this world's going to be in some trouble when bad actors start really implementing this. And you could even see it happen in a worm-like fashion where they start creating their own, clones of others and create their own agendas. And once this is let loose, as I believe it already is, just an opinion there, and I believe this could be some kind of an experiment. But like I said, they have some good things to say as well. So I encourage you to check out some of their stuff, I guess. And I guess I'll be back with another video to warp your mind. So see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and shoot me an email if you want at righttoprivacy@i2pmail.org or righttoprivacy@tutanota.com. And I'll be back later with more videos to mess with your mind.